Alright, let's do this. The copyright. Copyright.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Marvel's Midnight Suns! What's up, everybody? My name is Joshua Yale, and yes, I know that wasn't the answer you were expecting, unless you've seen the big reveal of Marvel's new turn-based RPG game from Firaxis and 2K Games. The upcoming game features Earth's mightiest heroes teaming up with Earth's spookiest heroes to take on the supernatural forces of evil. But what you may have not seen is actual gameplay of Midnight Suns.
That's what we want.
That's what we've got for you right here on IGN.
That's what we want.
So we've got a trailer showing off the first gameplay footage of Midnight Suns and an in-depth breakdown from the developers on how the game mechanics work. So let's get to it with the gameplay revealed trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Trailer time.
How long was I in that crypt?
83 years.
No more than a few centuries.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now. You were missed.
Whatever caretaker put you through back in the day did a
visually,
real number on you.
I'm not feeling it.
We got a lot of work to do.
But it's still in development, so. Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
About time.
You're a Midnight Sun now. One of us.
New ability cards.
Let's go, bub.
Okay, so use these cards to attack or do certain moves. That guy's dead. The villain. Ghost Rider looks nuts. And I love it. Looks on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, it's okay.
Welcome back.
I had no
and now
idea.
You've had the appetizer, it's time for the main course.
I had no idea it was
And
even
we
on the
are serving
Nintendo
up a
Switch. I was like,
6-minute
raw.
gameplay
Okay.
explainer from the Firaxis team to walk
Like,
you through Midnight Suns tactical
what?
RPG gameplay in much greater detail.
So
This
Nintendo
won't
Switch.
just be
How about that?
Marvel's XCOM, my friends. Feast your eyes on this.
Down Doctor Strange during those Naruto jutsus.
Teamed up with the world's greatest storytellers to create a new AAA experience unlike anything before it. Welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns. This new tactical RPG from Firaxis is set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed with a deeply customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair.
So I'm assuming those cards you can interchange and maybe save loadouts.
That brings you face to face against the demonic forces of the underworld. A deep role-playing experience where you get to live among Marvel legends and the first customizable original hero from the Marvel Universe. As darkness falls, Rise up with the Midnight Suns and face off against an ancient prophecy foretelling the end of the world. After centuries of sleep, Lilith, mother of demons, has been revived by Hydra through a twist of dark magic and science.
Damn it, Hydra.
Lilith will stop at nothing to fulfill the prophecy of the Midnight Sun and bring back her evil master, Chthon. Alongside her is her army of Lilith, demonic forces who carry out her twisted will with fanatical devotion. Pushed to the brink by her return, the Avengers desperately revive a dark power of their own, the Hunter, a legendary hero, forsaken child of Lilith, and the only one known to have beaten Lilith before. In Marvel's Midnight Suns, the player takes on the role of this new hero, who until recently lay peacefully in a centuries-long sleep, tucked away in a quiet crypt on the grounds of the Abbey, the secret headquarters of an organization known only as the Midnight Suns. For the first time in any Marvel game, the Hunter is a customizable original superhero, allowing you to live out your very own Marvel adventure.
That's pretty cool, man. I know people really dig their customization
But you
options.
won't be alone. Marvel's Midnight Suns features a legendary collection of heroes that span across the Marvel Universe, including the Avengers, X-Men, Runaways, and more. You'll see these heroes in a new light as you develop relationships and strengthen your personal bonds outside the field of battle. Every hero has a completely unique set of abilities, ranging from damage-dealing attacks to life-saving skills to epic game-changing finishers. There are tons of unique costumes to unlock, skills to upgrade, and heroic team-ups that unleash devastating combo moves. With your superhero squad picked, it's time to start fighting back the forces of Lilith. Combat in Marvel's Midnight Suns is a cinematic tactical affair that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. The player controls a squad of 3 heroes and is dealt a random selection of hero abilities, like a hand of cards.
Okay, gotcha.
These abilities offer a vast array of tactical choices.
So it's
that
not something
expand
you can pick
exponentially when
or have
combined
ready
with the
beforehand.
battlefield itself. Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory using the environment to wreak havoc on your enemies. Send the bad guys face first into a wall, into each other, or just right over the edge. Victory requires a balance of smart tactical thinking and being able to read and react off the battlefield, as well as cultivating your friendships outside of combat and finding the right combinations of heroes and abilities. Battles rage across iconic Marvel locations like Avengers Tower to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, from New York City rooftops to underground Hydra
Rocks on.
installations, from
Hydra.
sun-bleached deserts to a hellscape dimension far beyond our own. When the fighting is done, the heroes return to the Abbey, a living hub that the player navigates in real time, experiencing for the first time in any Marvel game what it's like to not just fight alongside beloved Marvel heroes, but to live alongside them as well.
The Avengers did that though.
The Abbey
right?
offers hours of rewarding exploration, gameplay, and
Avengers
story
did
for
that
the
too.
player to enjoy. There's even a few.
I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know down in the
if
comments
unique
below.
Pets. Get to know your favorite Marvel heroes through careful conversation and shared time together through daily activities. Take a stroll with Tony Stark on the Abbey grounds, or practice meditative yoga with Magic. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because every hero has their own preferences. Developing deep friendships can unlock powerful rewards in combat and in the Abbey. Use the spoils of battle to earn new abilities for your heroes down in the Forge. Upgrade current hero abilities out in the yard under Blade's watchful eye. Find new hero ops and missions in the War Room with Captain Marvel, and much, much more. When ready, it's time to choose a new mission. Choose your squad of heroes and return to battle. The enemy may grow more powerful with every fight, but the hunter and the heroes will rise in power to meet them, because that's what true heroes do.
Interesting. Okay. March. Not far from now, to be honest.
Nice job out there, kid. I mean, I didn't get Hydra bombed until my 10th run with the Avengers.
Kid, you do know that I'm a good 3 centuries older than you, right?
Whoa, did you see that? The combat mechanics
That's interesting.
revolve around
You know,
cards. Good thing
it's
I don't go anywhere.
it's about
without my
cards.
trusty
They're
boots.
randomly placed,
Except the airport.
so you
This
don't
thing does
really
not meet
can't
their
pick
security.
them, or they have
So
loadouts.
You probably want to know
But
just
having
how
it-
the card
but can you
system
pick your
works, and you're
teams?
probably itching to know all
Could you
the
pick your
ways can
team though?
customize
Is
your
another
main story
question.
character,
Could you pick the
Hunter.
characters you go
So,
into battle
sit
with?
back, relax,
Is another
and
thing,
enjoy
because if you're
this
gonna spend all
segment
that
where the
time
Firaxis
building
Developers
relationships
talk
and things
more
like
about
that,
the dark
you
sorcery
want to go into
behind
battle
them.
with the characters you built those
Marvel Midnight
relationships
Suns from the
with.
team of Firaxis will have favorites like
Um,
Wolverine,
as
Blade,
you would
Magik,
essentially go
Captain
in
Marvel
with
fighting
your
back
most powerful
demons in
unit,
the
right?
underworld
Like, it would
with the
make
help from Doctor
sense.
Strange and an
But then again, if
all-new
it's a
original
narrative they're
customizable
following, then
hero,
I
the
doubt
Hunter.
it.
Firaxis
I,
director Jake
I
Stahl
highly
joined us
doubt
today to
we're
tell us
gonna
more
get that,
details about
unfortunately.
this new tactical RPG. Jake, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much for having me. I can't believe I'm actually talking about this game to somebody. So yes, sorry if I'm a little fired up right now.
No, fired up is good. We like fired up. There's probably no bigger property in the world today than Marvel. No pressure. How'd you come to work on such a big universe as the Marvel universe?
I mean, it was, so this is like a dream project for me and a lot of members of the team, but it wasn't something that we had really thought about. It was actually Marvel that approached us because they were fans of XCOM, which is the game we were doing before. And sometimes you hear that, and you don't know whether they, people say, oh yeah, I loved XCOM. But the first call I had with the Marvel team, they had like an executive vice president on the call, and he had very specific feedback for me about like the finale mission of XCOM, and a bunch of people were chiming in. So they were true fans, which was awesome. So we knew that we were going to partner our gameplay expertise with their amazing narrative. So it felt like a match made in heaven.
So the game shares a name with the 90s comic series. Can you speak to the connections between your game and the source material?
Yes, they're deep. So that is my favorite comic book event from when I was reading comic books as a kid. So yeah, the Rise of the Midnight Suns, it's this awesome early 90s, like hair metal style, supernatural event. It's probably the premier supernatural event in the Marvel comics. And it was something I grew up loving. It pulled
Those
together all the
hairstyles.
supernatural characters and had them fight this giant threat, which is Lilith, the mother of demons. And so we took that, like from the very beginning, when we started working with Marvel, we knew that was the story we wanted to tell. We wanted to go to a corner of the Marvel universe where we felt nobody else was at that moment, and it gave us our little space that we could tell our own story. And so yeah, it's a comic that I and my narrative director both loved, and it's amazing. I recommend people check it out.
So you've gotten the chance to create your own original customizable hero, the Hunter. Can you tell us about what was that like creating this character, and what are the Hunter's powers?
So this is one of those rare ideas that actually from the beginning when we were thinking about the design of this game, we always wanted to have a customizable character, something kind of new for the Marvel Universe, because we wanted the player to be able to put themselves into the game. A lot of this game is about not just fighting and combat, but also developing relationships with the heroes of your choice. The way you do that is by being the hunter. And so this hunter, they have a narrative connection because in our universe, they are actually the child of Lilith. But you can customize this character to look however you want, and you can customize how they play in combat as well. And that means you can channel light powers, which are a little more support, a little more buff, a little more healing, or you can channel dark powers, which are a lot more destructive, but they incur a cost on the hunter and the allies.
I believe that you'll be making those connections at the Abbey, in between missions. Go out on a mission, come back to the Abbey, chat with your fellow heroes. Can you tell us what players can expect to do in their own mystical base?
Yes, so the Abbey, again, it's an all-new location that we designed with Marvel, and this is where all the Midnight Suns come back after combat, just like you said. And so I think there's like two big fantasies. If you're a fan of Marvel, there's like two powerful fantasies. One is fighting in combat, having that epic, awesome Marvel combat. But the other fantasy is also seeing the heroes hanging out with each other, how they interact with each other. And so that's the other big fantasy we want to fulfill in the Abbey. So yeah, after you come back from missions, you can choose what hero you want to hang out with, and you could say, all right, Ghost Rider and I are going to play video games, or Doctor Strange and I are going to meditate on the cliffs, or Tony Stark and I are going to go
Playing
lift weights.
video
And so
games with Ghost
the player has a
Rider.
lot of different activities to choose from, and it's not
How
just
about that?
hanging out at night.
How
It's-
about
you can join clubs around the Abbey. You can talk to the heroes during the day, and all these things have an impact on your relationships with these heroes and how you sort of form these friendships. And of course, those friendships have huge benefits in combat gameplay as well.
Are there any characters you can become more than friends with, or is this hangout time strictly professional?
I totally get why you're asking that. I think that, you know, in your mind, you can be whatever you want to be, but we are saying that you are just very, very, very close friends.
Whoa, okay. Got it. The heroes that you've revealed so far include some very well-known characters from the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Runaways. Can you share any details on what sort of your versions of these iconic characters are, how they differ or not from the more established portrayals that people might be familiar with?
Yeah, that's important because some of these characters, as you said, Doug, they're really familiar. People know who Wolverine is. People know who Iron Man is, Doctor Strange, and that's okay for people to come into our story with that knowledge. But at the same time, this is an entirely new universe that we've created, and so we've kind of set up our own story. And so Tony Stark is still genius, billionaire inventor, but in our universe, he and Doctor Strange are being forced to work together, kind of this marrying tech to mystical, and they've got this very like at odds relationship. But we're also introducing a lot of new characters, so characters that players may not be as familiar with, and that's exciting for us. So
Like
characters like
Magic,
who's an
yeah.
awesome New Mutant and X-Men character. Nico from the Runaways, which you mentioned. The new Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I don't know if I'm so old that, like, I don't know, do people know who Blade is anymore? Like, who doesn't know Blade? But
I wouldn't be
maybe,
surprised
I don't
if
know,
there
maybe
are
some people aren't as familiar with Blade. So
Marvel.
for us, it's fun
I would
to
call them Marvelers
have the established characters
who don't
and
know
pull
Blade.
them into this dark side of Marvel. Like, it's fun to see the characters you know and love and put them in this situation where you never see them fighting demons, all these supernatural threats.
If people have forgotten about Blade, they're going to remember when the new Marvel Blade movie comes out. So your characters,
That's right.
you've already revealed some fan favorite characters. Is that roster going to continue to grow? Are you going to reveal more characters as we get closer to launch?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. We have 12 heroes in addition to the Hunter at launch. So we're going to definitely reveal more of those as we go on.
So how many did they reveal so far?
Looks like the heroes that we've seen so far are wearing new costumes. They look great. Is there any sort of practical purpose to the costumes that you've designed here?
Yes, so players are going to be able to unlock new costumes for their heroes, all of which unlock their ultimate ability, this legendary ability called their Midnight Suns ability, which for every hero is sort of battlefield changing. They unlock passives through that as well, but all of those things are fueled again by your relationship with those heroes. So if you want them to develop the strongest, the strongest version of that character is one that
So it's
the
only
hunter
3
develops
more, really.
relationships with.
So since we're going to be dealing with more mystical elements, supernatural elements, how does someone like Wolverine compete against an enemy like that?
Well, yes, that's exactly it. And that's what's kind of fun is saying exactly like Wolverine or Iron Man or Captain America, what is it like when they have to fight demons? And so that's where they're kind of on their back foot when they meet this other team that is used to the supernatural, the original Midnight Suns. And so the idea is that the Hunter is there to kind of pull everybody together. Our Hunter is a legendary demon hunter in the Marvel Universe. And so it's up to the player to sort of lift everybody up and teach them how to face these supernatural threats.
Well, I'm very excited. I love your work on XCOM. I love the Marvel Universe. It seems like this is going to be chocolate and peanut butter together. Marvel Midnight Suns will be out in March 2022 across PC, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S,
Sad,
Xbox
man.
One,
I'll need to see
Nintendo
like a
Switch. Thank you so
walkthrough
much to Firaxis
or
for joining
something,
us today. We
like a
can't wait
dev
to see more.
walkthrough.
So you're telling me we not only get to customize our own Marvel
Like,
hero
I'd
with
see a
powers of
dev
light and dark, but
walkthrough
we
to
also get our
really
own
kind
little
of be
demon dog
super
that
interested in
they-
the game.
I'd sell my soul to play this game. Not that Doctor Strange would approve, but who has
I don't
to
know.
anyways. So that is all we have for you today.
It's like
and now
I'm on a
we are
bit
dying to know what you thought of the
like,
first gameplay for Marvel's
I'm on a bit on the
Midnight
fence
Suns.
at the moment,
Let us know
right?
in the comments. Once again, I am
Visuals,
Joshua Yale.
okay.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Gameplay
I'll
wise,
see you
it's
next time,
card based.
right here
Cards
on
are done
IGN.
at random, so you can't choose them. There's no loadouts in that sense.
They conquered humanity's greatest evil.
Characters, I'm assuming, so there's 3 characters you're going to battle with. I guess in some points maybe you can pick them, like Mario Rabbids style, like the original XCOM, the XCOM games themselves, or since this is like more heavily narrative based, maybe certain characters will be together for certain battles. And obviously how you build relationships with different characters and how that works into that, we'll see how that works out. And customization seems to be a big thing as well, which of course I'm always happy down with customization. There seems to be a lot more you could do at the Abbey that they're leading on in actually revealing as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's been pretty damn awesome, I think. So far, I am looking forward to that full-on like walkthrough gameplay section of Marvel's Midnight Suns. I think to get people really hyped for the game. They gave us obviously a basic idea of how things work, but I think just showing off like a specific battle or sequence and how the devs would tackle it and how it would look in game, I think would get people, give people a more face value version of what they can expect if they were to buy the game up front. I saw watch this trailer one more time. Copyright. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Marvel Midnight Sun, of the gameplay, of all the aspects they've shown. Are you down for it? Has it made you excited? Could you care less? Let me know down in the comments below. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, as the engagement really does help the video in terms of the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below letting me know the part you liked or disliked, and do hit that subscribe button and keep notifications open, as there are plenty of videos on the channel every week. So do hit subscribe, keep notifications open so you don't miss when a new video does go out. But that was the Marvel Midnight Suns gameplay reveal. I'm looking forward to seeing more as time goes on. Go check out some of the other awesome content here on the channel. Once again, hit that like button, comment down below, hit subscribe, keep notifications open, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.